Well, hello there, Team Fatabulous. This is Carrie Lee, the founder of the Self-Love Circle, and I am coming to you today to talk to you about creating your vision. My vision has definitely been a work in progress, and it has come through years and years and years of trying to figure out who I am and who I wish to grow into. And so throughout my 4.5-year coaching journey, my vision has changed greatly. And that's a good thing, right? So when I first started coaching, I wanted to help people. I've always wanted to help people. But I would play the comparison game watching other top coaches and think, man, that's just not me. I don't have these rock solid, crazy, sky high numbers. I'm not following the meal plans perfectly or the nutrition plans perfectly. Like, how am I ever going to make this work? And because I was playing the comparison game, I would get out of alignment and I would get in my head and I would just give up. And then finally, about a year ago, so 3.5 years into my journey, I decided to do things my very own way. And that's when I started seeing insane success. So the first part of creating your vision is to just truly figure out who you are, what you stand for, and how you wish to move forward within the world. And when I got really clear about who I was as an individual, who I wanted to be as a coach, and who I wanted to attract, I started to line up with that vision and attract women who also wanted to change all of the lives. And that was very, very exciting. And so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the process that I used to create my vision today, keeping in mind that this process wasn't something I read. It was truly just something I found with lots of trial and error or failing forward. And failing forward is something you need to get very comfortable with, because that allows you to figure out who you want to be as an individual, as a coach, as a leader, as a business owner. And when you fail forward, it doesn't mean you're failing. What it means is that you're figuring things out and how things need to go for you and your journey. All of our journeys are so unique, different, and special. And that is something you should really embrace, because if we were all the same, this world and our social media feed would be so boring. So really embrace who you are. Give yourself permission to go on this journey, because I promise you, the more grace you give yourself, the more love you give yourself, and the more permission you give yourself to really lean into this whole coaching process, the quicker you'll get the results that you want. And so if you're a brand new coach watching this, which most of you probably are, you probably have all this excitement in your head. You're probably like, yes, I'm going to be able to post awesome outfits of the day, sweaty selfies, and I'm going to have this amazing lifestyle that I see so many coaches have. And you know what? All of that is very, very possible. But if that is where your mindset is, you're probably going to get very disappointed very quickly, because all of that comes with a lot of work and a very clear vision. So what you need to do first and foremost as a human being on your own personal journey and as a coach on your own coaching journey, you need to give yourself permission to figure out where you are in your journey. So let's say you're a brand new coach, right? You really don't know anything about coaching, and you really don't know anything about your own journey because you're just starting, and that's a great place to be. But what you have to understand is you have to own where you are in your journey in order to get to that lifestyle, in order to get to that 6-figure income, in order to get to that rock star team. And if you are a brand new beginner, then you just need to own, hey, I'm a brand new beginner. What is my big picture vision, right? So what's my 1-year vision? What's my 5-year vision? What's my 10-year vision? But you also need to set these realistic baby steps on what your vision is, just to get through the first week, just to get through the first 30 days, just to get through your first challenge group, right? And when you give yourself that permission to just own where you are in your journey and understand that where you are right now is not where you're going to end up, then you give yourself a lot more permission to just learn and love who you are along the way, and you get to enjoy the journey. So where I started 4.5 years ago is totally different, right? I didn't have this awesome office with all of this cute stuff in the background. I didn't have anything. I was just starting. We had Facebook, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have Beachbody On Demand, we didn't have all these things. And so I had to figure a lot of things out. And back then I was so naive. I just thought if I posted on social media that people would just come. And that's not really how it works. You can't just post on social media and expect people to come. You have to post on social media quality content that's talking to your targeted demographic. That way, when they comment and you engage with them by commenting back and start these conversations, which are really relationships, you're doing that with people who align with your vision. And so that is why this vision is so important, because without a vision, you have no clarity on the direction that you need and want to go. So by having this vision, by taking the time to accept where you are right now and create a vision based on where you are today, that allows you to make way for this amazing future. So for example, I went through this process of trying to figure out what my vision was. And to do that, I created a vision board. And a vision board is something I would highly recommend that you take the time to do yourself, because when you have that visual representation of what your vision is, it's just so much easier to come back to when you play the comparison game and you're like, oh my gosh, I'll never be so-and-so. Oh my gosh, I'll never be able to be a 15-star diamond coach. Then you can come back to that vision board and you can realign with your vision and recenter yourself and move forward with new purpose. And so that's why I strongly advocate a vision board. And so I'm going to walk you through the steps I used to create my vision board in hopes that it helps you create yours. So the first step to creating your vision board is to figure out your why. And a lot of people want to give this super awesome why about, I'm doing this for my family, I love them so much. And that's great. I love my family too. They're the center of my world. But at the end of the day, doing this for my family isn't going to keep me in the game. And so after multiple times of saying I'm doing this for my family, I gave myself permission to say, Carrie, why are you really doing this? Why? And so for me, I am doing this because for years, I told myself that I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't meant to be successful. I didn't deserve it. And now I believe I am good enough. I believe I am smart enough, and I believe I do deserve all the success in the world. And so for me, my why is that I'm doing this because I want to break free. I want to break free from all of the strongholds that I've put on myself my whole life. And by stepping out of my comfort zone into that uncomfortable zone, I will finally be able to inspire not only myself to live my best life, but other women to live their best life. And that is just, to me, the greatest why, because by stepping outside of my comfort zone to help not only myself, but other women, I am making way for my family, because it's when I step out of my comfort zone that the magic happens and I'm able to attract like-minded women. And when you attract a powerful unity of women, anything is possible. And my possible is I want to be able to do this for the rest of my life sitting on the beach. And so I want to help as many women as possible from the utmost of my heart and be helpful to them. That way, one day I can be on the beach with my son, with my husband, totally stress-free, knowing all of our bills are paid 100% on time, and that all we have to do is love each other, right? So that is my why. And I didn't know that in the beginning. So it took me, I created my vision board in the beginning of this year. We had a vision board workshop in one of our challenge groups, and I created my vision board at the beginning of the year. And since then, so January to March, I've changed it twice. So I've had 3 different vision boards in that 3-month period. And finally, just in the last week, I got to that why, where it's like, I'm doing this because I want to prove to myself that I can break free of all of those self-limiting beliefs that I put on myself. And so when you have your why, when you just are like, yes, that's my why. Like when I put that on my new vision board, I was like, oh my, I just felt so powerful. And on my vision board, it's this pink background. It's this person like just standing like this, and it's got this pink sunset in the background. And every day when I look at it, I'm just like, yes, like that's my vision. And it just feels so good because I really connect with that. When you can connect with your why, you can connect with your vision, and you're so much more willing to be like, you know what? I'm going to reach out to those 5 people. I'm going to follow up with those 10 people. I'm going to post that before and after that has me terrified. And you're not going to be as terrified because you know why you're doing it. And that's a great feeling to have. So let's move on. I took lots of notes, so hopefully this helps you all. So my next step is to define your goals. And you may not know what your goals are. Like in the beginning, I just wanted to help people, but I also wanted this like really attractive life, like all the bright, shiny things. And in the beginning, like that was fun. But now I don't really care about the bright, shiny things. Sure, I would love to have them, but at the end of the day, I am not motivated by bright, shiny things. I am motivated by good, positive energy and people with kind, loving hearts. And at the end of the day, I don't desire to attract women to my team who want the bright, shiny lifestyle. I desire to attract women who genuinely understand why we're doing this. We are doing this because we were all broken women at one time. And Beachbody and the women that we chose to look up to as our mentors and that we chose to get close to in those accountability groups helped us strengthen our lives, our minds, our bodies, and our souls. And that is why I do what I do. I don't post sweaty selfies because I want 1 million likes and I want comments on how amazing my transformation is. I post those things because I want other women who were depressed or who are depressed, who are full of anxiety, who, you know, have a great life on the outside, but inside they feel alone. They feel like, what's the point? I want those women to see what I'm doing, and I want them to say, yes, because of her, I can do this. For me, this is not about the workouts. This isn't about the shake. This is about the sisterhood that changes lives. And because it is that, I attract women who also believe in that. And so at the end of a 30-day program or an 80-day program like we're in right now, they don't leave because it's not about the workout. It's about the community that saved their life, literally saved their life. And so that's why I do it. And so that is my goal. So on my vision boards, I have had my team. I have had, you know, images that resemble sisterhood. I've had quotes. I've had lots of things. And over the past 3 months, those things have changed. And so you have to give yourself permission to change as your vision gets clearer. But one way to do this, one way to figure out what your vision is, right? Because you don't have to have it all figured out right now. You don't have to say, oh my God, I have to make this vision board and now I have to have like my vision perfectly mapped out before I can be successful. No, remember, we're going to be failing forward. We're going to be trying our vision out, and as we know our vision is going to change, guess what? We can change our vision board. So that's why I do mine all digital on PowerPoint. You can use Publisher or Word. There are also some apps that you can use, but I do everything digital. That way, when I feel inspired to change my vision board, I can just go to Google, type in the image that I want to find, and then save it to my vision board folder, bring up PowerPoint and swap out images. Like, it's super, super easy and it doesn't take a lot of time. You can also do it the old-fashioned way with cutting out pictures from magazines and gluing it to a poster board. Like, whatever works for you. There's no like set way, because guess what? This is your journey, right? You can do it whatever way motivates you the best, okay? So how are you going to figure out what your goals are? So one thing that I did is I did a circle diagram. So what I would do is I would start with my why in the big circle, okay? So if you'd like, I can draw this out, because I know some people need very specific, right, images. So here would be my why right here. All right, see that? And then off to the side, I would have all of these other words, places, people, things that would come from my why. Like, why am I doing this? So maybe over here would be to take my son to Legoland. Maybe over here would be to, you know, have financial security. Maybe over here would be to be an inspiration to others. Maybe over here would be to have like amazing, healthy life, right? And from there, I would continue doing that. So if here was health, well, what are you going to do to get healthy? Well, I'm going to have like vegetables, right? I'm going to work out. And so then what I would do once I had all of this done, and this can be as detailed as you want it to be, and if this way doesn't work for you, then try a different way, right? That's the beauty of this. So after I had all of that mapped out, then I would find the things that my eye was really drawn to. So once all of this is mapped out, I would be like, okay, like on this board, I poured my heart out onto this piece of paper. What on this board is really going to motivate me to show up and work every day? And from there, I would pull those things out, and then those would be the things that would go on my vision board. And so that is the process I used to get my vision board and to get very clear on my goals. You can find these things by asking yourself questions like, what do I want my life to look like? What do I want to stand for? What's the type of person I wish to attract? You know, what do I want to be remembered for? What are my goals? And just ask yourself a bunch of questions. And in asking yourself those questions, give yourself permission to be really honest and answer them. At the end of the day, this is your vision. And if you don't give yourself permission to be super clear on what you want, because you are so concerned about what everyone else is doing and what their vision is, then you're never really going to get to your vision, because your vision is being convoluted with everyone else's vision. So give yourself permission to just do this for you and your future team and your future six-figure business, okay? So from there, once you have your vision mapped out, once you have your images that you found from Google or Pinterest, then you are going to make it, all right? You are going to make your vision board. And like I said before, you can use a digital format. I use PowerPoint, or you can use the old DIY and poster board and magazines and pictures from, you know, just life. So those are the two ways I have seen it done. Again, you can do it anyway. Think outside of the box. Just know whatever you do, it needs to be something that deeply inspires you, okay? This is all about creating inspiration in your life, so you want to make your vision come true, okay? So that is how I used mine. So once you have your vision board, what you're going to do, or what I would recommend doing, is I would recommend creating a vision statement and a mission statement. And this is something that I remember when I first started coaching from Lindsay Matway, and she's one of the most successful coaches in our network. And I was like, well, man, if she has a vision statement, then if I want to be one of the most successful coaches in the network, I should probably have a mission statement and a vision statement. And so that's what I allowed myself to do, okay? And when I say I allowed myself, one thing that I find hangs a lot of us up is that we have these ideas and we have these thoughts in our head, but we never give ourselves permission to actually implement them. And they just stay stuck in our head, and we just end up getting really discouraged. We get really anxious. We wonder why it's not happening for us. And that is why, because we're not giving ourselves permission to actually do what we want to do. And so I had thought about doing a vision statement and a mission statement for a really long time, but I always told myself, like, Carrie, you're not smart enough to come up with that. Like, I've told myself I'm so stupid for so long, it's ridiculous. And so finally, I just did this, like literally just this week. I went to Google and I was like, how to create a mission statement, how to create a vision statement. And I did it. And it was very, very simple for me. But keep in mind, it was very simple for me because I have been working really hard on creating that clear vision. I finally feel like I have that clear vision and I can stand confident in that clear vision because I've been working on this vision for 4.5 years. I didn't have this 4.5 years ago. So I hope by watching this, you can learn from my mistakes. And I promise you that if you take these simple steps and apply them to your vision, that it will manifest that much quicker. So my mission statement, if you follow me, you know that my kind of slogan is be bold, be brave, be beautiful always. And so my mission statement is that the Self-Love Circle is building brave women to live a bold, beautiful life. And so the women that I attract need to know from hearing that they are going to be brave, they're going to be bold, and they're going to be beautiful. And we spell beautiful BEYOUTIFUL in their own way, right? It's not about being my version of beautiful or so-and-so's version of beautiful. It's about being their version of beautiful because they are the only one in the world that are like them, and I want their light to shine. And so I want to be real clear that just because we are in the same circle, the same sisterhood, it doesn't mean we're the same person. It means that it takes a lot of different people to do life successfully together. And so I want their light to shine super duper bright. And so I encourage them to really take the time to figure out who they are. And so that's why we use the spelling of beautiful the way that we do, because we want them to own their beautiful life. And then from there, we have a definition of what our leadership team represents. And so I am the Self-Love Circle because I believe that self-love is everything. And so the Self-Love Circle, we call our coaches circle leaders. And so the vision statement for a circle leader is a woman who unapologetically pursues her best life on her terms. She is bold, brave, and beautiful always, no matter her age, color, shape, or size. A circle leader believes that each and every woman has special gifts to offer the world. It is the circle leader's mission to help each woman discover her gifts and talents and show her how to share them with the world by leading by example. And so it's a very clear vision on what every single leader in our team needs to emulate, right? Like we need to lead by example. And by leading by example, we're touching on all the core the vital behaviors in the Beachbody business, because you have to be a product of the product. You have to recognize, you have to, do all of the things our vital behaviors state, like invite, and you do personal development. And so I didn't want to have to spell each one of those out. I just wanted to give them a very clear, concise, defined statement. That way they know, hey, when I join the Self-Love Circle as a circle leader, I am expected to do these things. It is not my desire to attract women who think that this looks like fun, and then 2 weeks in, they're like, yeah, it's not my thing. And so what I want to do is on my coaching application, they read this and they have to check, just like you do when you're signing up for something, like, did you read like the fine print? If so, check yes and then hit submit. That's what they have to do on the coaching application. Like, do you feel that you can emulate our vision? Because if you can't emulate our vision, we may not be the team for you. And so that's what we do. I'm very much quality over quantity. I would rather have a small, very mighty team who is willing to charge hell with a bucket of water to change all the lives than I would have 100,000 coaches that aren't invested at all. So that is my vision, and that is what I share with my team. So I would recommend that you do that. And then once you have all of these things created, you have your vision board, your mission statement, and your vision statement, what I would highly recommend is you set up a safety net to make sure you stay on point and making sure your vision manifests into reality. And so what I do for myself is that I meditate regularly. And that may sound really crazy to you, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to meditate. Like, what is that? But trust and believe that when you give yourself permission to just sit with your mind and actually focus on why you're doing this, then you are going to be so much more focused and clear throughout the rest of the day. So today I did a 10-minute meditation by Tony Robbins. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Tony Robbins 10-minute meditation or morning ritual, you can do this too. Okay, anyone can do this. And so give yourself permission to do that. And then do that with some personal development, like do some journaling, do some reading, just anything that's going to protect your mind, because your mind, the doorway to your mind, is going to be the doorway to your success or your demise. And if you cannot protect your mindset from negative energy, negative people, people that tell you like, this is a scam, like, I can't believe you're a Beachbody coach, OMG, right? Then you're going to get very discouraged. You're going to start playing into the haters, and to be a life changer, you can't play into the haters. And so you need to learn to protect that mindset. So I would recommend that you do this in the morning. Success Leaves Clues and a lot of top coaches do their personal development in the morning, and they do that so they can have clarity throughout the rest of the day. So protect your energy by meditating and by doing personal development. You can also clean up your social media feed and remove any toxicity from there. It doesn't matter if they're family members or very best friends. If you see their profile picture and it just makes you cringe, like, that is not a good thing. So unfollow them, right? Do that. What you also want to do is do things that make you happy. I dance and sing every single day, and on the days I don't, I can tell. And then also, I just surround myself with really positive people. I do not allow anything negative to come into my life, and if it does, I work very quickly to eradicate that. So those are just some top tips I would recommend for you to maintain that vision. When you're able to hold your vision and trust the process, I promise you that you will create the business of your dreams surrounded by a team that is in it to win it for life. And then with that, I'm going to end with action without vision is only passing time. So know that when you're posting those selfies and you're trying to attract your dream audience by posting that selfie that you just know is going to go viral, know if you don't have a vision behind it, that you're not going to be attracting the right people because you haven't put in the time to actually figure out what you want to attract, right? So it's just going to be words and a picture on the internet, all right? But if you have vision without action, it's merely daydreaming. So again, you have to have both, right? You have to have the vision and then you have to have the action to actually make it happen. And when you have vision with action, you can and you will change the world. And that is what we strive to do. We strive to be life changers because we have a product that's a gift. It's a gift because we all know that it has changed our lives. If it hasn't changed your life, then you wouldn't be watching this video. So pay this gift forward. Give yourself permission to be confident in paying this gift forward. And give yourself permission to just fully own being a coach, no matter whether it's a hobby coach, a part-time coach, or you want to pursue this full-time. Give yourself permission to own that because it is an amazing job title, and it's one that I never want to be without. So be bold, be brave, beautiful always. Thank you so much for watching this, and I truly hope your vision manifests into reality.